So, it's been a few days since I recorded the last clip of disassembling the bottom end of the motor. Took the oil pump up. I actually put in an oil pump upgrade into it. Right now, we just have the bottom end, oil pans off, oil pumps off. I'm gonna finish stripping the block, but look how clean I got the oil pan in here. So I spent a few days really just waiting on parts, and I'm kind of big into not taking everything apart until I have the parts that I need. I bought myself these are the Glico rod bearings, so I bought me a set of those, and then I bought all new Molle piston rings for all 6 cylinders. As I've been saying before, while we're in here, we're just gonna, it's gonna turn into one of those things of just do it while I'm in there. Right now, I'm gonna finish disassembling, stripping the whole long block itself, and yeah, let's get to it. All right, so I'm just gonna start taking off all the knock sensors, the ground cable, and this little sensor over here. I'm not too sure what this one does per se, but yeah, so we're just gonna finish stripping the long block, and then we're gonna start pulling the pistons out of it. Alright, so now we're just gonna pull the windage tray up. It's already loosely put in there because of the fact that I pulled it already trying to clean it, but I didn't do a good job of cleaning it. So I got some high strength degreaser, and we're gonna see if that works on this. Here we are with our drivetrain assembly. So now what I'm going to do is start pulling the pistons out. All of our piston cap bolts or piston rod bolts are all E12s. These are on there good. So the reason why I wanted to replace the rod bearings is because if you look, you see some wear and tear on them already. Now they have all of that, kind of like some spots, some metal, some material missing on them. So for an engine that has 250,000 miles on it, these aren't in horrible condition from what I've looked up, but definitely need to replace them. So that's why we're doing this. And then since I have it all apart, we're gonna do the piston rings too. It's stuck on there. There we go. Again, as you can see, here's the bearing that came out of it. It's not in the most ideal condition. This allows me to at least inspect the piston. The skirts are a little worn, but that shouldn't be too bad. Piston rings actually look great. This thing was never really burning oil to begin with, but figure it's just might as well, as we're in there, replace them. So that's what we're gonna end up doing. Yeah, there's cylinder 2, bearing condition. Yeah, these need to be replaced. However, the girdles look immaculate. They were clearly getting enough oil and everything like that. So I can't complain about that. Alright, so now the pistons are pulled out and all that fun stuff. Now, I did purchase a little hold on, I'll show you guys. So I did purchase this little guy right here to hone the cylinders. And with that, it's, if I'm honing cylinders, I gotta pull the crankshaft, and I'm very hesitant to pull the crankshaft itself because I just don't want to buy those bolts. But looking at the piston bearings, I should probably just replace them. But if I can get the light here, I don't know if you guys can see that. See a little bit. I still have the factory cross hatching in all the cylinders. They all look really good, but usually if you don't see any cross hatching, you're supposed to hone the cylinders, but this one, you still see all of them. Oh my. I believe you can see it like that. Yeah, that's better angle. See that? The cylinder 1 has it, 2 has it, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, and 6, sorry. 5 and 6. They all got it. So now I'm rethinking of honing the cylinders, but then again, it's while I'm in there, might as well. Because this engine does have, it's not exactly 250,000, but it's very, very close to it. So I think it's like 246, I think. So it has a lot of miles on it. That's why let's just say screw it. I might as well do it. But looking at the bearings themselves, we could see that there's a lot of heat spots on them. So this is cylinder 6. This is 5. This is 4. 5 had a horrible one right there. That was one that was on the piston itself. 3, 2, and then 1. So I'm glad I pulled it. The skirts are a little bit worn on them, but I think I can get away with it. I really don't want to buy new pistons, but this is supposed to be budget friendly, so I think I can get away with the pistons. The rings don't look bad either. However, I have them. That's an easy, cheap part to replace, so we're replacing those, which I'll show you guys how to do. But looking at this, if you flip the engine back over, and then looking at all of the journals for where the pistons were riding on the crankshaft, they all look beautiful. Like, no scoring, no nothing. So clearly it was doing the job. The bearings did their job and lubricating this perfectly, and there's literally nothing besides a little dirt from, you know, me taking out the pistons and everything. Yes! Oh my God. All right, so I pulled one of the crankshaft bearings kind of towards, I guess, I don't know, between cylinders 5 and 4, I pulled that crankshaft bearing. And if you look here, I don't know if the light's making it real bright and shiny. Let me turn that away real quick, make it look better. There's absolutely zero scoring on here, which means the bearings are good. So what that means for me is that I can proceed with the bottom end, which is great. Before I, torque this down, obviously, I need to order 2 new bolts in order to put this back on. But yeah, I'm very surprised. So I think honestly, how I'm gonna end up cleaning, like, I guess the internals where the crankshaft is I'm gonna put an additive in the oil for my first, like, I guess break-in period. I'll put an additive in there to clean this out. So hopefully I can kind of just like bypass cleaning it and we can move from there. But yeah, I'm I guess order 2 bolts, have them shipped, and that's really it. Do a little minor cleaning and then we can start, doing all this stuff. But I'm really stoked about that. That's really great news, actually. Very, very great news. Super stoked about that. And I guess I won't hone the cylinders because they're still super great, and obviously you can't hone the cylinders when the crankshaft's in there and everything. I mean, you could, but it's definitely not advised. But I think I'm gonna clean it up in there. You know, I guess his engine was pretty well taken care of. I'm gonna clean it up, everything inside the cylinder walls, all the carbon deposits and the varnish and everything, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Wow, I'm beyond stoked right now. Beyond stoked. So, but I'm glad I'm replacing the piston bearings and the rings, but I'm beyond fucking stoked right now. That's such great news, and I'm so happy. But yeah, so I think that's gonna about do it for, I guess, the engine disassembly part. I still gotta pull off the rear main and everything like that, but I can't really show you guys because the engine stand's kind of blocking the view of it. But yeah, that's really great news, and we're gonna move from there with that. So that's gonna finish up, I guess, disassembly. I'm not gonna pull the crank. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, you should have pulled the crank." But one bearing is good enough for me to justify it, because if one bearing is good, it means either all of them are good or have slight use on them. But yeah, that's I'd rather spend $20 to check than spend $140 to just clean. So I'm really pumped on that. Really pumped. That's gonna finish up with the engine teardown portion of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something along the way. So right now we're gonna start. I'm gonna start cleaning up everything, get some stuff ordered, and then we're gonna move on to reassembly now, which I'm super stoked about. Once we get the engine all back together, it goes back in the car, and we can finally get the car back on the road. So thanks for watching today's video. Hope you liked it. Leave a comment down below if you think there's something I should have done. Correct me, educate me. I'm always down to hear everyone's opinion. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.